something very major will happen within a decade. And I'm very confident in saying that. And when I say something major, I just mean a totally different way of doing things. It may be just banking, or there may be a breakthrough with time and consciousness and quantum entanglement over time. Time works differently at the quantum level. In fact, it doesn't exist at the quantum level. And again, I stress, you and I are quantum objects. We live in the quantum world. The quantum world is the real world. It makes me laugh when people say, oh, but that doesn't happen in the real world, because we think our world is the real world, but our world is an emergent world from quantum physics. And there's no doubt about that. When the universe began, it began on a quantum level. It didn't begin at our level and then go back and invent quantum particles. It was the other way around. Look, I think for everybody on Earth, it's important to know about quantum computers, because if you look at all the large global high-tech giants like Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, Google, NASA, Alibaba, they are all funding a lot of money into quantum computing. And especially for anybody under the age of 15, 16, your whole future is going, the way computers operate is going to change. So a fundamental knowledge of quantum computing, which we will give to you over this course, will enable you to have, if you so wish, a professional career, a very highly paid, important professional career that will challenge you on an empirical basis, because quantum computing is the future. There is no question about that. And all the large organizations of the world are looking for young people like you to take them to the next step in quantum computing right now. Well, that's a great question we will cover in the course. Basically, it's a huge difference. So it's important not to think of a quantum computer as the current computers, but a bit faster. It's not that. It actually works by the very nature of how nature operates. It calculates exponentially as opposed to binary or linearly that current computers do. So it can do some amazing calculations just by using the power of nature. Well, that is an amazing question. And the very important point is that what happened when scientists, and we're talking about in the 1900s and the 1920s, when they first looked inside the atom, they were absolutely amazed. It was not what they expected at all. The normal forces that we have in the classical world do not exist at the quantum world, but they have different strange forces that don't exist in our world. And that's very, very counterintuitive, because we are all quantum objects. We are made of quantum particles, yet these particles do amazing things, like they communicate over millions and millions and millions of miles instantly. And they can walk through walls, and they can actually be in many, many places at the same time. These are crazy ideas to us, but they are scientifically true. And we really do not understand what is happening, but we believe, and there's a lot of experimental evidence out there that suggests it is consciousness that is enabling these amazing things to take place. there is a force called micropsychokinesis, which is the moving of consciousness from your body to an external body. And quantum physics is beginning to show that this may well be possible. The important thing is that when we try and investigate it further, nature at the moment is preventing us. But we are beginning to slowly unravel that there's an awful lot about the fundamental existence of the universe that we don't understand. And the answer is quantum physics. Let me assure you, it is the biggest challenge facing mankind. And we've been 100 years knowing about this stuff, and we haven't got very far. But there's a general feeling in the scientific community that pretty soon we're going to make a bit of a jump, a bit of a leap. So it's very, very exciting. But I mean, quantum entanglement alone is exciting enough. The fact that two subatomic particles can communicate instantaneously over millions and millions of miles and over time is absolutely life-changing. We've already done data teleportation. So we have transferred data from one place to another. We've transferred a subatomic particle from one location to another location. So teleportation is going to get there at some stage. And as I said before, the micropsychokinesis, so the ability to have consciousness without any barriers of space and time, call it another dimension if you like, is around the corner. It is, I study this stuff 5 or 6 hours every day. I think it is the most important thing. And the more young people, and hopefully we're getting this message across, but the more young people get involved with this now, because I tell you, it's not easy. It's the age to start, no question in my mind. For their mathematics, if they take exams later in maths, they'll know linear algebra.